Okay, cool. So I will repeat what I said. Hello, welcome to my Friday Live. I'm really, really excited today because individual readings are back. Woo! For those of you who are newer to me in the last few months, I started my what do you call it? Tenure or whatever, my lives, if you will, my career doing lives in December with doing individual readings. And so I've been experimenting in the last few months with a lot of different things. And just in the last week, hello, Melinda. In the last week, I just got this really strong intuitive hit that I am ready to do individual readings again, that it's time to bring them back. Oh, wonderful. Linda, welcome. Thank you for being here today. I hope you truly enjoy it. I have a very unique approach to doing readings. I do energy readings. I have a gift I call chakra touch. I don't really use that word too much anymore, but basically I can read the energy in your chakras, and they often show me images and shapes and sounds, and I describe those to Linda's. Yes, that's wonderful. Hello, Linda, purple flower Linda. Stephanie, first time for you. Welcome. I'm really, really glad you're here. And hello, Kimmy. So nice to see you from down under. Hello, Linda. Three Lindas. Yes. Oh, that makes me think there's a joke coming. Three Lindas walk into a bar. I don't have a punchline though. Anyways, I'm really excited to be doing individual readings again, and I feel like I've honed my skills and have even more to bring to the table now. So this is going to be really fun, and we're going to do a new format for me in that, and we're going to try and see how many people we can do in an hour and a half, because I used to only do 3 to 5. Three blonde Lindas? I don't know. Are you? Hello, Rhonda. Good to see you, dear. I mean, does hair color matter for a Linda? I mean, I'm happy with reds, brunettes, blondes, whatever. Any hair color's good. Okay. I'm glad we settled the sound because I want to see if you guys can hear this. Let me know if you can hear this. It's the sound of the wheel spinning, and then there'll be an applause. You can hear the wheel spinning? All right, hold on. Just barely. All right, I'm gonna turn it way up and try again. Is that better? Here's the applause. That's right. Come on down, Kimmy. So, just for the people who aren't regulars and who are new, I used to just write people's names down and take them in order. And then a friend of mine, a good fellow teacher, Rev J and the gang, she suggested that I use this Wheel of Names app. And I was like, "Oh, what's all that about?" And she said, "Well, you can put everybody's name in, and then you spin the wheel and you let the universe decide who gets called on." And I realized that by doing that, this was a couple months ago. I'm sure some of you, like Joanne and Kimmy and Ron and whatnot, will remember, but it gives everybody a chance. Even if they show up late, they can get on the list so that everybody has a chance to get a reading. And I just love that. And for the longest time, my computer setup was on a different PC, and you guys couldn't hear the sounds, and I loved the sounds so much. So I am extra super excited today because my brand new laptop has speakers, and now you can hear the sound too, and you can get to hear the applause. So I super super love that. Hey Steph, welcome from Cornwall, UK. Very cool. Welcome aboard. So glad you're here. This Linda helped you land on me. Yeah, well, that we're gonna have to do last name initials for the Lindas. So be prepared for that if you're gonna ask for a reading. Oh, that's hilarious. Yay. I have been busy. Yeah. It has been so busy lately. Guys, 7 more days till I leave here and go on my big train trip across the country in preparation for the big move. I'm actually thinking of posting to my socials, posting my journey, the train ride, and just the whole experience of the next couple months, really. It's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna start taking names. If you want a reading, just put yes, please, or me, please, or yeah, just make it really, really clear and really slow. I'll have to, oops, there we go. Because I'm a slow typer. All right. Plus the order doesn't matter, but Joanne. Inga, Rhonda, Melinda. Oops. I gotta make sure I get everybody's name. Tanya. Joanne said it again. Okay. Stephanie. Tanya. Stephanie. Steph. Linda P for purple. Love it. Chandra. Hello. Good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in oh, first time? I've seen you at other people's lives. I recognize your picture. All right, cool. Oh, to my trip on socials? Okay, you like that idea. I'm slowly getting excited about it, but yeah, I think it's time to start documenting my journey because the big thing about this trip is it's really, even though the leap of faith occurred already, it's the beginning of a whole new phase for me, and I just think documenting it would be absolutely lovely. All right, so let me see if I got everybody. All right, so tell me if I missed your name. I've got Joanne, Inga, Rhonda, Melinda, Tanya, Stephanie, Steph, Linda Purple, Chandra. Yeah, it's a huge time for me, Linda. Super important. I know, Joanne, you're on socials. You're like one of the first people that followed me. I love that for you. Yeah, a lot of names with an sound at the end. Yeah, I got to make sure I say the first part. Anyone else want to get on? Anybody can have a reading. Everybody is entitled to a reading. We don't know if everyone will get fit in, but better to put your name in if you're even remotely curious. Um, my readings are a mix of energy readings using your own energy and your chakras, channeling either your guides or mine, or this group that I call the Council of Seven, or just getting messages from source intuitively. So oh, I'm leaving Rochester, New York finally after 12 years. This is my second time living here, and I never wanted to be here the second time. So I am off on a grand adventure, taking a 2-day train ride across country to Utah to stay with my friend and his wife for 3 months while I prep for a bigger move to the Canary Islands. It's huge. It's just massive, massive, massive. And it's really, really exciting. All right. Who else wants a reading? Yeah. Big wow. Thank you, Stephanie. Huge change for me. Yes. Life changing. Well, my dear friend that I've lived with for 12 years, an elderly woman who was my mom's best friend, she just died in May. So all of this has accelerated. I knew that something like this would happen. I had decided back in, I don't know, a couple months back to move to the Canaries, but thank you. It's thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. Um, but it's fine. It was her time, and I'm glad she left because it's kicked me into high gear to get this change done. So, oh, wonderful, Kimmy. Do you want me to add your name in, Kim? I could do it, Kimmy. I'm adding you. Say yes or no with that. Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Welcome, my dear, dear friend Jenny. All right, you went on too. Okay. Gemini, Jenny. Linda C. Okay. We'll do a call for names again down the road here, but Just want to get everybody in as much as possible. Other Linda. Yes, blonde Linda. Linda C. Awesome. Very, very cool. All right. So checking names. I have Joanne, Inga, Rhonda, Melinda, Tanya, Stephanie, Steph, uh, Linda P, Chandra, Kimmy, Gemini Jenny, Linda C. Leave it to the universe? Well, I put your name in, Kimmy, so we'll see what happens. You're right, Rhonda. There are so many names. That is hilarious. And some are spelled completely different. That's so cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's fun. Very, very fun. All right. And I'm going to shuffle the names. Yes, the universe is saying Linda. What about the other Linda? I thought we had 3. Does the other one, Linda, want a reading? Or get on the list at least? Welcome if you're new. We're just compiling, putting names into the Spin the Wheel app. Everybody gets a chance at a reading today. And we'll see how many we can do in an hour. Well, it'll be an hour and 15 minutes roughly. I got a new water bottle. Check this out. This is one of those little straw spout things. So much easier to drink from. I was like so surprised. I've never used these before. And it's just Linda C and a Linda P. Yep. I thought we had a third Linda. Thank you, Inga. Inga, you want to be my reminder / secretary today? Linda says, I usually don't ask for readings, but other people's readings sometimes resonate. Yes. Oh, Rochesterian. Well, yes, soon to be not Rochesterian, but that's great, Linda. Nice to hear that. All right. We are getting ready for the first wheel spin. Last call for names on this first spin. Anybody else? Oh, check out the Buddha. Remember this one, guys? It was one of my first lives in December. I used to use this virtual background all the time. Check out this Buddha. That is just one of the most peaceful virtual backgrounds I have. Yeah, love it. All right, there we go. I'm back. Yeah, thank you. Okay, here we go. Very serene, Chris. Yeah, I did love that one too. I've used it a lot in the past, but not recently. All right, we're going to spin the wheel. Oh, the music. Sure. It's a song from Chris Collins called 2 Hours of Music for Release of Stress and Other Things. It's really quite beautiful. It doesn't come through too strongly though, unfortunately. Is that better? It's a very soft and faint song. All right, Linda C. Oh, I forgot to do this. All right. Yeah, I love Chris Collins music too. All right, so everybody who has their name in for a reading, let's just take a moment before we go to Linda C's question. Place your left hand right on your heart chakra, my friends, and begin to just gently tap your heart and repeat after me. Heart, teach my mind. 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 Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out. Second deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more. Turns your mind's ear deep within your heart space, my friends, everyone on the list or anyone who's not on the list and looking for guidance. And just allow to bubble up whatever question or topic or intention it is that you have today for which you're seeking guidance. Allow it to bubble up inside your heart and hold it there, trusting and knowing that spirit and the divine will provide an answer, perhaps today in our life, in our beautiful time together, or perhaps in someone else's life, or your next meditation, or through the mouth of babes, as they say, the mouth of a loved one. You just never know where your answers will come from. All right. And from that place, Linda C., what is your question? Love this app. Whoever's a winner, then I can remove their name so I don't have to manage the list for in terms of removing. Yes, all the Linda energy worked wonderfully. Hello and welcome. We're just about to do our first reading. After that, if you want to get on the list, you are welcome to do that. Everybody has a chance when we spin the wheel. We're just waiting for Linda C. to type what she is seeking guidance for. I got so many exciting, fun things for my trip. I got a new travel pillow. Here we go. Linda says, I've been working with Akashic Records and trying to find my purpose in this lifetime. Please. Is there more there, my dear? Hmm. Do you have more, or was that the end of your question? Ah, okay. Yes. All right. Hmm. I can feel a softness in your heart, Linda. I also feel the heaviness. There's an interesting, I often talk about the quality or the gift of the heart is that it has the capacity to hold seemingly contrasting feelings at the same time. So um, it yes, I can feel the heaviness, the sadness, but I also feel this beautiful tenderness in your heart, Linda. And I feel yeah, all the energy is pointing to your heart. It's really calling you to drop into your heartfelt experience as fully as possible. I'm not sure how your grieving process has been going. Um, yeah, okay. Lost, sad, and lonely. Well, it's often said that the best path to something is to take the road through it. So what I'm feeling is that I'm I'm getting I'm not really getting any image. I'm getting a vague image, but what I'm getting is a really strong sense that um You're allowing the sadness and the loneliness to create a veil over your heart, okay? And that is coming from how you're thinking about the situation. If you were to drop into a pure, beautiful, open, allowing presence with the emotions, and I'm not saying every day, I'm not saying constantly, right? But when they come up, to be present with them as you might be while washing the dishes, as present as you might be while tending to your garden, as present as you might be while on your walk and maybe doing breath work or feeling each foot as it touches the ground and then picks up again. I'm really feeling that your heart is calling you to be as present as possible with these emotions, and that the reality is you're not going to get lost in these emotions, my dear. You're actually going to, you will get lost in them if you bring in judgment, if you bring in analysis, if you bring in the mind, right? Go back to this thing that we started with the heart teach my mind. Allow the sadness, allow the what else did you say? Allow the feeling of lostness, allow the sadness, allow the loneliness to be teachers, to be instructors. Not that there's a lesson to learn. I don't believe in lessons in life. I believe that we either win or we learn, right? And so it's really comes down to that. It's what can you learn? It's not that they're trying to teach you something, but if you listen to them and be present with them, it's very much the same as when you're just sitting with a dear one or a dear friend or a loved one, and you're just listening to them. It's really no different. You can sit with your heart and all the emotions. And I really encourage you to, when you're sitting with the sadness, when you're sitting with the loneliness, ask your heart, inquire to your heart, what is it you're wanting me to see with this? Because I guarantee you that while you're feeling the sadness or the loneliness or the sense of loss, the seemingly contrasting opposite, if you will, it's not really an opposite because the heart has the capacity to hold all these different qualities. While you're heartbroken, you can also feel that your heart is whole and strong. When your heart is feeling empty and lost, your heart is also full of love for the person that you're missing. So the mind can't do such a thing. The mind is only capable of holding on to one thing at a time. And I know we talk about multitasking in common society, but the reality is that the mind is best at focusing on one thing. And in this case, we can use the mind as a tool instead of the teacher, instead of the leader, right? And you can use the mind as a tool to inquire and ask what the feelings are about, right? And then to recognize that the other side of sadness is how much you love your son. The other side of loneliness is that you are appreciating the times that you had, the presence that you had, the physical presence, right? And then use that to find your path to a higher vibration. That's really the message that I'm getting for you, my dear. Well, even as your heart is closed, the heart is also open to new experiences. It may not feel that way to you in the moment, my dear, but the heart has the capacity to open again just as much as it does to close. And then the other really most important thing, dear Linda, is to remember that you are never, ever alone. That source, that spirit, that the divine, and everybody here on this live are with you in this very moment at 4:26 p.m. Eastern in Rochester, New York, in the United States, and the rest of the world. You have 48 meditators here present with you to help hold this space for you. So you are never, ever alone. Whatever you do as a spiritual practice, lean into that, my friend. Lean into it. Lean into it and choose daily to find things to love. Use the tool of your mind to focus on love, and I guarantee you that you will begin to feel better. I don't know how long it will take. Um, And the other piece is that this might be hard to digest or understand, but in my view of death, there is no loss. Yes, we're missing physical presence, we're missing conversations and whatnot, but energy doesn't disappear. It just gets transmuted. So your son has been transmuted into a different form. He's one with the universe now, or maybe he's choosing to come back someday and reincarnate, but his energy is still there. He may even be present with you as a guide. So he's not really gone from you. He's gone from your physical experience, but who he really is, who he really was, is not gone. Okay. And you can take solace in that, and you can even chat with him. I chat with my dear friend Marty every once in a while, and it's very comforting. She's now one of my guides, even though it's only been a month. But yeah, so hopefully that works for you, Linda. Thank you so much for your question. And let's get ready to spin the wheel. Hey, Gary, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Computer nerd loves messing with electronics. Well, he might be doing that in your house. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here and asking your question. And hopefully that was of benefit to you. Does anyone want to get on the list before I spin again? If you're new, I'm doing energy readings, live readings here with you guys. It's either intuitive or energy or channeled. It's all mushed together for me. Gary wants to get on, and everybody has a chance. I use a spin the wheel app. Linda, thank you so much for your donation. I really, really appreciate it. I just want to tell you guys, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was like, it's really fun for me to get a donation. I mean, on two different levels. The first is just, it's fun. It's fun to see it. It's fun to receive it. It's fun to honor it as an exchange of abundance. Thank you, Linda, for sharing your abundance with me. I love sharing my abundance of wisdom and time and energy with you guys. But the other thing is it just shows, it just really, it concretes, what's the word? It's just nice. It's just nice. I like seeing it. It's a validation of sorts. Not that I need validation, but it's nice to know that people are valuing and having a good experience with me. So thank you, Linda, for that. If you're on Apple, I know we teachers were teaching many months ago about wait till the live is over. That's not relevant anymore. Apple's taking 30% everywhere in the app. So if you feel like donating and you're on an Apple device, please feel free to do so here in the live. If you don't want them to do that, I do have alternative forms of donation on my link in the About section, or just go to yegreg.com. That's my Linktree link. And I have PayPal and Stripe. So if you don't want Apple to get your some of your money, if you want me to get it all, which I appreciate, I don't care either way. Honestly, it's all good. I love seeing it in the chat, and I love seeing it on my PayPal. So it's all great. Ask and you will receive, Gary. Absolutely. All right, we're adding Stephanie. Oh, we have two Stephanies. Okay. We're adding Gary and the first Stephanie who earlier, 10 minutes ago. Do you want to give me an initial, dear? Where are you? Hi, YR. Welcome. Stephanie D. Okay. And then we're going to add Gary. And we're going to add another Stephanie. Stephanie J is our second Stephanie. Okay. We've got three Lindas, two Stephanies, and a Steph. I wonder how many other duplicates we're going to get. That's hilarious. And I'm getting warm, so I have to open the door. One sec. Ooh, getting all excited and overheated. All right, here we go. Spinning the wheel to the wheel of good guidance. Gary, remember when you called it the wheel of good fortune? I'm calling it the wheel of good guidance. So we're spinning the wheel. I love that sound. I do too. I love the sound. It's so good. Gary, you're up. Wow, and you just got here. Congratulations. All right. What is your question, my friend? How can I be of assistance to you today? Actually, I'm gonna take my long sleeve shirt off too. Joanne, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm thinking I'm gonna document my journey on my socials. So if anybody wants to follow my journey, in 7 days, I'm moving. I'm not moving. I'm sort of moving, I guess. I'm leaving this area and I'm going to Utah. in preparation for the big move to the Canary Islands later this year. But if anybody wants to follow my journey, you can find all of my socials on my link tree, and you can find my link tree link either going to yaygreg.com, or you can just go to the about section on my profile in Insight Timer and scroll all the way down, and the link is right there. All right, Gary, you want me to wing it? I knew you were going to say that. By the way, anybody who's new, you can tell me to just do general guidance or wing it, but if you have a specific question, it is really helpful for to have as much clarity as possible. So, but Gary loves to wing it, and I knew he was going to do that. Gary, close your eyes, my friend. Place your hands on your heart and just be with whatever is going on with you right here in the moment. Just be with it. Are you still feeling that fear, Gary? Mm. The fear from Wednesday? I'm feeling an agitation, a kind of a busy energy. You're feeling some of it. Yeah, I'm really getting it's a very flighty energy, like you can like you feel like a butterfly that can't find a place to land. Like this. It's kind of fluttering around and it's really wanting to land somewhere. And it's getting really there's an anxiousness to it. It's not super intense. Yeah, it's definitely agitation, anxiety, nervousness, something like that. It's not grounded and it is not calm and it's not centered. Hmm. Gary, just keep your left hand on your heart here and let's just do the heart teach my mind. Just tap, keep this part of your palm, right? The lower part of your palm on your chest, right? And then just bend your fingers. And anybody can join in and do this if you want. If you're feeling in any way like you need some grounding or some centering, or if you're feeling like your mind is too busy, or you're really wanting to learn how to drop into your heart more and more, which is really what our spiritual evolution is calling us to do in this time and age right now. You can just do this very simple practice. I also have a beautiful track for it. Just keep the palm right there, this part, the flat of your hand, as they call it, I think, right? The flat right there. Place that right on the center of your chest and just bend your fingers and tap your heart. And Gary, I just want you to tap your heart and repeat either out loud or to yourself, heart, teach my mind. Heart, teach my mind. And just keep saying that, Gary. I encourage you to say it out loud if you can. If you're in an environment where you can, everybody, if you're doing this, out loud is really, really helpful. But it works too if you just say it in your head. But Gary, in specifics, I want you to say this out loud. And as you're saying it, take deep breaths. And I want you to just picture and feel a soft blowing wind that is just gently blowing through your heart. Or to teach my mind. It's a beautiful wind. It's the kind of wind that if you were a leaf, you could just completely surrender to it and trust and know that it would carry you And when you think about it, when a leaf falls off of a tree and it gets caught in the wind, it doesn't struggle, it doesn't fight, it doesn't wonder, where am I going to land? Am I going to land over there? I'd really like to land over there by the beach. No, maybe not the beach. Maybe I'd like to land next to that tree because that's a really cool looking tree. And I'd love everybody to think that I'm a leaf from that tree. Oh, wait, it's not my sign. Oh, it's not my same kind of tree. Oh, well, then what? I'm silly for thinking that. The leaf doesn't do any of that. The leaf relaxes and floats, relaxes and floats. And so begin to feel the entirety of yourself, Gary, relaxing and floating on this gentle breeze. And become curious. Be the observer, be the witness. Watch as this leaf, you, the leaf, floats on this wind and then settles down very gently, very softly, as though God's very hands were taking it from the wind and placing it on the ground. And where did it fall? Where did it light down? Be the observer, be the witness, be curious. And just spend time in this spot for a little bit, Gary. You feel free to tell us about what it looks like if you want, but just feel that peace and safety of the leaf having come to ground. Hi, Peter. Yes. Good. I feel your energy is calmed. At your feet in a hayfield. Yeah. Pick it up, Gary. Pick up that leaf. Take a good long look at it. It symbolizes you. It has veins like we do. It has a stem. It has parts where it spreads out its leaf substance. Leaves are amazing because they take in the water from the trunk of the tree and from the drops that land on the leaf, and they also take in the sun and all those nutrients, like elemental nutrients, right? And we can do the same, but we have to be present to do it. When the mind is busy latching on to different thoughts and getting distracted, we can't relax. We can't arrive in the moment fully and then take in that sunshine and take in that mystical stardust of nourishment that we can get from spirit. Yeah, leaves actually do breathe. Yeah. And vibrate. Hello, Tatiana. Good to see you, dear. Lovely to see you. Yeah. Gary, is that good enough for now? That was beautiful. Thank you for allowing us to see you as a leaf and travel with you. Everything has a soul, absolutely. Everything has an essence. I do believe that. Hello, Suzanne. Welcome. If I said that right, I'm pronouncing the Z. I don't know if it's soft or hard. Gary, beautiful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for your wing it, and thank you for your presence here today. It's been a while, hasn't it, Gary? I'm really glad to be doing these again. All righty. Does anyone else want to get on the list before I spin it again? Okay, Dakota. And Jamie. Everybody has a chance when we spin the wheel. I seem happy. Thank you. I'm very, very excited. Oh, I said Suzanne's name perfectly. All right. I love that. Ah, and Peta. Suzanne, you want me to add you? Chantel, did I got? Oh, I didn't get you before. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Suzanne with a Z. Who else? Chantel. Krista. No, I didn't see you before, my dear. Thank you for speaking up. I did, Melinda. I know. I really, really loved that. I love Susan so much. She's like soul sister to me. Okay, so I added Dakota, Jamie, Suzanne, Chantel, and Krista. Did I get everybody who wanted to be added? Jerry, are you raising your hand to be added? What is that? YR, are you saying you want to be added too? If you just put your name, it doesn't help. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. And Jerry, was that also a ad? Or were you just waving at all of us with love and appreciation? Gary, I'm so excited to be finally moving forward. I know you guys have known me for about 5 months, and the last few months have been really hard for me. When Marty got her cancer diagnosis, it really threw me off my game. But I'm really, it's like I keep saying this, and I'm just gonna keep saying it because it's really important. Oh, okay, Jerry. I love when people say hello. So, oh, but I'll add you anyways, no problem. Sure, yuppa, no problem. Did I say that right, or is it yupa? Yupa? Yupa. Yuppa. Love that. So many beautiful different names. Anyways, I said this the other day in the live, but I love watching Yupa. Okay, very cool. I love watching on YouTube the recaps from the different Got Talent shows, particularly Britain's Got Talent. I don't know why, but I love Britain's Got Talent. I like America's Got Talent too, but I really love Britain's Got Talent. And I've really admired these people who put their application in and then end up going on stage and they really do it. And in the past, I used to watch these and it would bring me to tears. And over time, I started to realize there's something in that they're doing that I'm wanting. And I wasn't necessarily jealous. I was just really moved. And at first I was sad, but then I started getting inspired by them. And some of them actually do bring me to tears because they're just amazing, beautiful performances, right? And so it was just a few weeks ago, and I suddenly realized why these auditions were so inspiring and so powerful for me. And that's because they bucked up their courage and they went for their dreams. And I really feel like I'm doing that right now because there's a lot of transition, there's a lot of question marks, there's a lot of scary stuff, potentially scary stuff if I let my mind run the show, right? But I'm going for my dreams and I'm doing it as full-heartedly as I possibly can. I love the feeling that. All right, let's spin the wheel. Sorry, somebody came in the room behind me. I had to close the door. Oh, I forgot to add PETA. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Don't you love the applause? I love that. So freaking cool. All right. So, Chantel, you got called. Thank you, Linda. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Carrie. Always nice to see a friend. Chantel, are you still here? Yay. Whoop, whoop. All right. Let me add PETA while you type your question. How can I be of assistance to you today, my dear? There, PETA, I added you. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see what guidance Chantel is seeking today. And while I'm doing that, please feel free to follow me on Insight Timer. You guys know all should know how that works unless you're brand new to the app. And okay, Chantel, a general reading. Also, we have a beautiful group called Circle of Love. You can find it on the homepage of the home tab of my profile. And you just have to scroll all the way to the bottom. Lots of lovely people there. We share every so often, and I often announce new things that are coming. Like today, I was like, individual readings are back. Yay, coming at 4 p.m. And what else? If you're the type of person that likes to connect outside of Insight Timer, you can find my link on the About tab of the profile, my link tree, or you can just go to yeagreg.com. I've got all my socials there, and I love hearing from people and connecting there. Also, if you ever want to see any of my lives on replay, they're all on my YouTube channel. So that's the other way you can get to that as well. I have two forms of alternative donations on that link as well. And if you do donate today, I thank you. I appreciate it. It's so fun for me to see, and I honor the flow of abundance from you to me and then back out into the universe again. All right, Chantel, let's see what's going on. Hmm. Interesting. For some reason, I was immediately drawn to your third eye. There's a sort of a sweeping energy in your headspace, and I'm trying to get a better bead on it. Oh, you are welcome, Linda. It's awesome that you got called. I just love it. Chantel, is there something you've been mulling over, so to speak, thinking about, obsessing about? Or is now there's a gentleness to this energy, but it's also quite quick. Well, what is it? What is it, my dear? What have you been? I mean, are you obsessing or mulling it over? I mean, there's different qualities, right? Different levels of that. What have you been thinking about? What is it? What is it that is on your mind, my friend? It's very busy, but there's almost a duality. There's two things are going on at once. In other words, a decision regarding romantic relationship. Okay. So this swirling energy, yeah, okay, good. Thank you. Perfect. So this swirling energy that's going on, it has two distinct qualities, Chantel, and see if you can tap into this. I'm not sure if you're visual or sense it, but either one is fine, or just listen to the words in the description. But the image I'm getting is think about the visual of a whirlpool in water, but then take that visual and that motion and don't and take it out of the water and put it in the air. So it's the circular motion of a whirlpool, and it is going really quite quickly. It's not chaotic. It's consistent in its movement, so there's nothing sporadic about it. It's making a beautiful purple perfect circle, and as it is swirling in the air, right? But it's a very strong air current making this circle in the air, and I feel as though so that's the one quality. And I feel like there's a part of you energetically that is getting caught in that circular motion. And so that you're just sort of going around and around and around, and that there's no direction in it, if that makes any sense, or if that resonates in any way. But then there's this other quality, because when you think about it, a current like this, I don't know if you're a sci-fi fan, but I've often seen these sci-fi movies where they get caught in some sort of space eddy or space sort of gravitational pull or whatever, and then they end up having a choice basically. And the choice is that they can burn their engines out trying to push their way out against the current, against the force, right? Or they can let go of us in a certain manner and allow the force to carry them, giving them more momentum to pull themselves out of the current. And this is sort of, I don't know why I'm thinking of a sci-fi analogy, but when you're getting caught in this current mentally, Chantel, what's happening is you're just repeating that track, meant right? You're basically how do I describe this? You're having a thought, and you've placed that thought on a track similar to the tracks on a record, on an LP. I know, dating myself. Or the tracks on a the lane, in the when people are running track meets, for example, when they're running track and field or whatever, right? But you've put that thought in a certain lane, and you are basically picture if you will, think about it as you've placed that track on the ground, or that thought on a track on the ground, and it has been spread out through that whole track, and you keep walking over that whole track. So as you're walking over the same spots, and you're basically, every time you touch down and you're walking, you're just picking up the same thought again and again. And so you're not getting any fresh ideas, you're not getting any new perspectives, you're not being able to see outside of this track of this train of thought, basically, right? It's almost like a train that has only one way to travel, and it doesn't know how to turn, and doesn't know how to segment off in a different direction. But what you're missing in doing that is the very essence of the force that is carrying you in this current. And so what I'm feeling, let me just tap into this a little bit more. Are you following this, Chantel? How are you doing? What's resonating? What's not resonating? Where are you at with this, my friend? I'm definitely getting a strong calling for you to surrender to the flow of this. But by trying to steer the thinking, okay, by continuing along the same train of thought, you're just not going anywhere with it. So you almost have to let go and allow the flow, allow the force of this current, really your life force, your connection to spirit, to the divine, to carry your feet to another track. You can stay on this current. There's nothing wrong with thinking about, right? There's no wrong or right even in thinking about a decision around a romantic relationship. This is important to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be holding it in your mind this way, right? But what the piece that's missing is that you're letting the mind run the show, and you're wanting to allow source and the force of life to guide your footfalls along your thought tracks, if that makes any sense. And so when you can let it go and go with the flow, just like Carrie is saying, yes. So when you I'm seeing that if you allow yourself to do it, very similar to the leaf we had in Gary's reading, but in this case, you're not a leaf, you're walking, but you're needing to allow source, allow the divine to guide your footsteps. And when you do that, you're going to begin walking on new tracks of this same current. This overall current is the theme of deciding about the relationship, but there's so many tracks. And when you're walking, making yourself take the footfalls, making yourself do the steps, you're disconnecting from source, and you're not allowing all of your guidance to come help and lead the way for you. And then the other piece I'll leave you with, and I'll just wrap this reading up with that, is just I really encourage you to check out my track, Heart Teach Your Mind. You can ask Gary about it. He's a big, I mean, many people are a big fan of it, but I really think that this is a practice you're going to want to bring in on a regular basis while you're making this decision, because ultimately your heart knows the answer. Your mind doesn't. No matter how hard you think about it, it's going to get you some results, but your heart really knows what you want, and that's the piece to surrender to and to trust ultimately. All right, I hope that that is of service to you, Chantel. Thank you so much for being here and seeking guidance. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Are you complete with that, my dear? Yep, absolutely. It's always the answer, honestly, my friends. I don't even have to tap into your energy sometimes to just, I mean, I did in that case, but following your heart and source, that's always the answer. It just really is. Oh, Heart Bomb is Carrie's favorite. Yeah, check out Heart Bomb too. If you guys need a vibrational uplift, my Heart Bomb track, oh, no, sorry. Love Bomb. My Love Bomb track is fantastic. Just such a joy. The Love Bomb. Thank you, Chantel. All right, we're going to spin the wheel again. I'm going to do last call for names on the wheel. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Anybody else want to get on the wheel before I spin? Thomas. Hey, Thomas, good to see you, buddy. All right, we're adding Thomas and we're spinning. I love that sound. I absolutely like that. Just makes me happy to hear that sound and knowing now that you guys can hear it too. Yeah, doesn't it, Inga? It's so happy. It is such a happy. Tanya, are you still here, my friend? Calling Tanya. Oh, Peta. Nice to see you. Tanya's here. Yay. Hey, so for my long timers, my repeat friends, how happy are you to have individual readings back? I really want to know. I know Gary said he missed him the other day. Old timers. Right, Rhonda. Gary's very happy. General guidance for Tanya. Okay. Oh, wow. Lots of hands from PETA. So I was going to ask this in our group, but I'll just ask it here. Oh, thanks, Rhonda. I like all the stuff I do too. I'm trying to diversify. So if there's anything you'd like me to see to do is like that you feel like you'd love to hear from me as a new kind of alive, please write me direct message. I won't be able to remember it if you put it here necessarily. Thank you, Inga. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm looking to diversify my lives, but here in the comments, I'm curious to know, would you like to see um I think I just gave myself my own answer. Oh, okay. I'm going to hold on to that. Maybe I'll ask it later. Well seasoned, Diani says. Very cool. All right, Tanya, here we go. Tanya, I want you to place your hands on your heart, my friend, and just hold that question that your general guidance, feeling, or question in your heart. And let me see what we have going on. Tanya, Tanya, Tanya. Hmm, that's interesting. Cool. Okay. Um, are they coming back in trend? That's funny, Angie. Yes, it's true, Gary. I didn't think of that. Thank you for those words. That's so very true. Wow. And I love vulnerability. It is one of my favorite things. I love true intimacy. Hmm. Tanya, I'm getting a very interesting energetic image from your heart space, and I don't know what it means, but it's when I reach out energetically for your heart, I'm it's like a pebble bouncing off of or a stone bouncing off of a window. There's a I it feels like it feels like I'm getting deflected. I don't know if that resonates. Tell me about how your heart has been feeling lately, my friend. Let me check elsewhere while you tap into that. Okay. The heart is broken. My friends, I want to invite all of you to place your hands on your heart chakra, and I want you to think of a person, place, or thing that you deeply, absolutely love. And Tanya, please do this as well. I want you to use your dad, okay, as the focus. Anybody can use anybody else, but Tanya, in this case, place your hands on your heart and hold that person, place, or thing right there in your heart space. And my friends, if you're doing this in support of Tanya's heart right now, I just want you to cultivate a feeling of love. You don't have to send it to her unless you want to. It is just as powerful to vibrate and feel it in yourself and hold that space because she will feel it. And Tanya, I just want you to sit with the love you have for your father. No matter what the quality of the relationship was, just let go of any analysis, any thoughts, any specifics, any judgments, any stories. Just let them all go and allow your love for him, no matter how big or how small, to live in your heart right now. Just let it live there. Because right now, with your broken heart, you have the capacity to mend it, even just a little bit in this moment, or you can maintain the brokenness. But I definitely feel that there is a closed offness. And that's why my energetic inquiries were getting deflected, which is fine. There's no right or wrong with that, my friend. And I want you to think of one really wonderful thing about your father and hold that in your heart, Tanya. One wonderful thing. Because the reality, my friends, is that when someone has gone from the physical, as I was saying earlier, energy is simply transmuted. There is no loss. We feel loss, but they aren't lost. And every time we think of something wonderful about them, we are reigniting our connection with them. We're reestablishing that connection and we're allowing healing to occur for the heart. Hmm. Tanya, I don't do mediumship, but I am getting a feeling of enormous love for you. So much love and support. Perhaps your dad wasn't very supportive in life, or perhaps he was, but right now, in his new state as part of the divine, as part of Source, as one with God and one with the field of love, he loves you unlimitedly and he is there for you. You just have to talk and ask. It's just like all of our guides in our guidance system. They're always available for us. They're constantly working with us. It's just they love to hear from us when we remember to ask, when we remember to reach out to them and ask for that assistance. And it's no different with deceased loved ones. Mm. So much love for you today, Tanya. I highly recommend doing the Love Bomb track. My Love Bomb track is really, really powerful, and I think that it will help you get through this loss. And it might be challenging at first, my dear, but that's okay. When you need to cry, cry. When you need to pout about it, pout about it. When you get pissed off about it, get pissed off. Be 100% present with the emotions. I can tell you firsthand. I mean, I'm still going through the grief of the death of my friend Marty, who was 84 and had stage 4 cancer, and she's only gone a month. I'm not wailing and gnashing like I was the first few weeks. And I'm very curious what'll happen the minute I step on the train next Friday night because I will finally no longer be preparing for my transition. But grief is very, very natural. It's weird. It's bizarre. It's challenging sometimes, but it is completely normal for us. And everybody has a different way of dealing with it. And there is no right or wrong way to deal with it. But I am of the mindset and of the philosophy and of the life approach that I'm just going to be with it. Yes, there's things that we need to do, and sometimes we need to distract ourselves from it. And those are all fine and okay. But when we can be with it, like riding the waves on a surfboard, or embracing the ups and downs and curves of a roller coaster, right? When we really sink into it and allow it to be what it is with love and with presence, then we can really experience it. And I honestly think that the more we can do that with something like grief and loss, um, that the quicker we go through it, or the quicker we integrate it as part of ourselves. So I leave you with that, Tanya. He is at peace. He's totally at peace. Are you kidding? I'm jealous on some level. To be back with the all that is, to be one with source again, to not have the character traits and fears and personality quirks and stuff that we live with on a day-to-day basis here on planet Earth, to be free of all those and be pure love, pure energy again, to be aware of that and to be in complete 100% perfect connection with that. How can you not be at peace? So trust and know, Tanya, because he's pure energy. He's pure love now. Carrie, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Also, I don't, this is coming through and I'm just going to share it. It's important for us to remember when dealing with the loss of loved ones, whether it's recent or whether it has more duration in terms of time. First, time isn't real. So for them, they're as present in the moment as they were the first time they died. But what we have to remember is that when they return to source, they're returning with a higher purpose. They're not just dying, their body's dead, but their spirit, which is indestructible. Susan Sage teaches about how it's indestructible. Nothing can harm our spirit, nothing can break our soul, right? And when we return to source, when we die and we leave the body and return to source, we're actually kind of going back like when reporting. This is a fun thought. I don't know if it's really true, but I like to think of it from this perspective. We're going back to source and we're bringing all this data from our life and we're reporting back to everybody else who's there, and we're like plugging in the hard drive of our soul into the massive mainframe computer of source, and we're downloading all the data that we gathered in that lifetime. And your dad's doing that right now. He's downloading all of that, and source is taking that all into consideration and saying, oh, that's great. Look at what he learned here. We can actually incorporate that in the next thing that's created. Or, oh, look at what he discovered here. Or look how much he loved his daughter. These are all wonderful things that get added into the whole. And through that addition, the universe expands. And so they actually have a purpose. It's not like they're gone and purposeless, right? They actually have a purpose that is directly tied into the expansion of the universe, to the expansion of the field of love. He's bringing all of his love to you, for you, out into the greatness and adding that love to it. And so, how can the field of love, the great field of love, not expand when somebody like your dad, my friend Marty, everybody that all of us here have lost, goes back into the oneness and brings their love and adds it? It's just, it to me, that's very inspiring. And it helps me because it lessens the pain, knowing that their death has a higher purpose. If that makes any sense. Yeah, it doesn't die exactly. Awesome. Tanya, thank you for your question. Thank you for your intention today. I hope you're feeling better. Are you complete, my dear? It's time to move on to the next reading. Oh, good. Be with your heart, my friend. It's your superpower. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. So beautiful. Awesome. Alrighty. Spinning the wheel again. So many names today. I can't even count how many names are on the wheel. It's fantastic. PETA, you're the next contestant on the Wheel of Good Guidance. I got to admit, guys, I forgot how much fun it was to do independent individual readings for you. And Gary, I really appreciate what you said about the vulnerability. It's so true. I also get to bring more tools to you guys, I'm realizing. It's pretty awesome. Yay. PETA, what? Yeah, very good. This is in sign language, in American Sign Language, this is applause or cheering. It's peanut butter jelly time. I mean, it's Peter Brook jelly time. Peter, how can I be of assistance? What is your question today? What guidance do you seek, my dear, creative, deep feeling friend? Butter. Peter butter. I'm more of an almond butter fan. I do like peanut butter as well, but uh, I find almond tastier for my taste buds. Oh, it's time for a drink. All right. If anybody wants to follow my journey starting a week from tonight, I get on an 11:30 train to Chicago. If anyone wants to follow that, I'm gonna post on my socials, so please do follow. I'll probably mostly post on Instagram. Just the general heart state. Okay. Almonds are very nutritious, Thomas. I drank almond milk for the longest time, but I don't do that right now. All right, Peter. General heart state. He's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. I'm not going to Georgia, Rhonda. I'm going to Utah. I don't even want to go to Georgia. Peter Brook, your new nickname is Butter. I feel like it has to be Butter. Buttah. Butter. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. I don't know. That's up to her. All right, let's see, my dear. Hmm. I'm getting the sense of a raging river, but not raging in a violent way, PETA, but in a powerful flowing way. And this, you know what? Yeah, this yeah, this ties into a lot of what you've been experiencing in the most recent weeks' journeys, PETA. But there's, yeah, I just keep getting the words, you have tapped into your life force in a new way on like such a profound level that you've broken open the floodgates, and it is like that's the raging quality. It's just this power. Just like just think about like a dam breaking and the water rushing down into the river, or if you've ever seen Frozen 2, how all that water is just like coming down from the dam that they broke in Frozen 2, right? And that's like that's what I'm feeling in your heart. And I can feel also that mm-hmm, it's difficult to ground. You're having a little bit of trouble finding your footing in this. And that's okay. That's okay, because just like the water breaking from a dam, you're getting that initial surge. Okay. You're getting that initial surge, which has an element of tumultuousness, chaos. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of water that rushes through, right, when a dam first breaks. But at some point, that chaos and that tumultuousness settles down. The amount of water gets more even and gets more steady, and it becomes a flow, right? So it's almost like if you can ride the rapids, you will come into a place in that same flow of your energy where it evens out. And I don't know if that's, what am I getting? Okay, because I know you so well, I'm really it's like a boom on my intuition. There's a decision that it won't be a hard decision at the time that you actually take the decision. It may feel, because of the intensity of the energy, the decision may feel difficult until you get to that point. But when there'll be a point at time where things are starting to even out and settle down, where the flow is stabilizing, and then you'll be able to take a decision, you'll be able to take this decision, and then everything will get locked in. That's really the message that I'm getting. Everything's going to be locked in into an even tighter directed focus. So you don't, right now, you don't have to worry about the footing. The footing is coming. But you're okay, not but just enjoy the flow of all this life force, Peter. There's so much. Like, revel in it, right? Revel in it. Plan for the party, like we talked about months ago. It wasn't just you. I think we were talking about it in a live. You can feel it. Absolutely. Yeah. Go, like, get your raft out and get on that water, or maybe your surf or whatever, and get on and just ride those waves. Don't ride them though from, oh my God, I gotta hold on. Oh my God, I gotta make it through. I'm never gonna survive. Ride them like, woo, like, wow, let's do this. Bring it on, right? And don't worry about the decision that's coming. I don't know what this decision is. I don't know if it relates to your book or something else, but just appreciate that you have tapped into your very own life force in such a profound way that it's gushing. Seriously, let it gush. It'll stop gushing eventually and it'll even out. Yeah, Rhonda's doing the woo too. I love it. That is so good, so reassuring. I'm glad, Peter. Awesome. You were thinking what? What is that symbol? Oh, okay. Wonderful. Peter, is that good? Are you complete, my dear? Yes. I'm really excited for you. This is huge. Like, okay, interesting. So the message I'm getting about how huge this is that you've already crossed the turning point. You may not feel like you have yet because in your mind, right, your mind is wanting the current to be gentle and even and steady and consistent and focused, right? I'm sorry, I almost swore. Frack that, because your mind is just trying to limit the situation, right? But your heart can be like, yes, I love this. You've already turned the corner for this. And so it's, don't fall prey to the illusion that the mind is needing everything to be calm and quiet, right? It doesn't need that. You're you are the most competent surfer for surfing your own energy flow, because it's your energy flow. It's unique to you, and you have your whole life experience of surfing your own energy. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, after last weekend. All right, fantastic. Love that. Hang 10. Awesome. All right. We've got time Gosh, I can't believe it's already been an hour and 20 minutes. Love that for you, Peter. Monkey mind doesn't listen to that. Listen to your heart. Yeah, absolutely, Carrie. I agree. We've got time for one more, maybe two more spins. So here we go. Peter, are you complete, my friend? Are you complete? Finished, as they say in sign language? You're welcome. Always a joy to be of service to you. I always picture, do you ever go to the town fairs? When I was growing up, we always had a fair somewhere. And I'm always picturing those big spin the wheel things that have the spokes coming out, right? And the floppy thing that clicks that it, that it clicks along like you're trying to yeah, at the fairs and the festivals where you're trying to win something. Yeah. Inga, are you still here? You are the next. Brushes down coveted sand. Hello, Kimmy. Inga's here. Inga, what is your question, my dear? How can I be of service to you today? As we're waiting for Inga to type in the comments, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I appreciate everybody's vulnerability and support. It is such an amazing experience to be here with all of you. I'm really glad I'm doing these again, and I'm really glad that you guys like these and that you missed them. And I will definitely be doing more. And I'll just weave it right into the regular the weekly live schedule. Also, thanks to everybody who donated so far. If you still wish to donate, if you feel that you are getting something of value, or if you're just feeling that your heart is moved, I love and appreciate any donations you can do. It really supports the growth of my business. And it also helps me with this big transition. So thank you for that. If you don't want Apple to get your money, if you're on an Apple device, do check out my link in the About section of my teacher's profile, and you will find alternative forms of donating there, which actually gets to me much quicker. So that's cool too. Also, feel free to join our group, Circle of Love. And that's it for announcements. All right. Inga says, I have a big decision to make at the end of the month regarding my hormones, and I want guidance about it. Okay. Let's see. Um, regarding your hormones, what part of the body, or is there a part of the body, Inga, that this particular decision is related to? If there is, tell me what part, and that's where I will first look. Okay. Like, are we talking thyroid? Are we talking something? And where in the body is that? I think I know where the thyroid is, but I don't know all my hormonal glands in the body. So much easier to drink out of these straw bottles. Does anyone else have a straw water bottle? It's so easy. I can't believe it. I'm brand new to this. Inga says I have breast cancer removed, chemo done, and now radiation. So easy. Love it. Okay, Inga. So your hormones, are they help me out a little bit with this. How does that relate to hormones? Is there a process that they're doing to add? Okay, they want to stop the hormones, but I have too much side effects to stop them. Oh, okay. Okay, so are we talking about the chest area? Your heart says no. Well, if your heart says no, then there's your answer, my dear. What is the mind saying? Hmm. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, try to answer that question, what the mind is saying, but I can feel the energy of your mind right now. It's like fireworks in multiple directions with Wow. Yeah, no wonder it feels so confusing. There are lots of confusion. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you have two really different things going on. I'm feeling in your heart space, I'm feeling a sort of how do I describe this? Hmm. It just the word that keeps coming to mind to describe the energy in your heart is a firmness. And I don't mean a firmness like a hardness of a table. I mean like a firmness like what is the other quality of this word? Like steadfast, like a steadfast. And it's not resistant. Interesting. It's like this deep knowing. Your heart is calling you deeper and deeper into it for the knowing that you need. Hmm. Yeah, really the big message here, Inga, is to just trust your heart. It's difficult when it comes to medical things, right? Because the doctors, they have their quote unquote expertise, right? And but depending on how long your relationship has been with them, they're still limited in a certain degree, right? They have their expertise and they do bring that to bear, and that is important to listen to. But a lot of their expertise is based on statistics that are based on other people. And, it's like, this is interesting how this is coming up, but Marty, my friend Marty, who recently died, she was 84 when she died. She turned 84 while she was in the cancer. Her diagnosis came in the beginning of February, and she spent the entire month of February really stressing and mulling over this decision of whether to have treatment or not. Now, at 84, the doctor said it wouldn't do too much more in terms of extending her life. And for her, she always had kind of a challenging tummy and digestive system. And she's always been super, super, super sensitive to any medicine that they put in her body, right? So they always were having to tweak the dosage amounts and things like that. So she spent 3, 4 weeks really feeling into this. And she just kept coming to the back to the fact that if it wasn't going to add more time, she didn't really want to go through the challenges of the chemo and the therapy. And that she didn't really feel like there was a huge point. And that was a kind of a surrender, but not a resignated surrender. It was more just an acceptance, right? She ended up having a really peaceful acceptance over it, right? But she knew that the truth for her was to say no to the treatment. And the beautiful thing for her was that her entire family, and myself included, were all like, Marty, whatever you decide, we're going to support. Right. And so anything you decide, we just want you to have the best quality of life. And so I don't know, that just, I guess she wanted me to tell you that story. So there's a firmness in your heart in a steadfast way, and I don't know what else is there for it, Inga. Maybe it's your knowing that your heart says no, right? But there's a point, it's not really it's difficult to make decisions like this, right? Because it's easy in our culture to try to follow the path of using the mind to make all the decisions because it's rational, right? It's logical. But the heart knows things well beyond the mind. The mind can only see as far as the headlights in front of your car. I talk about this all the time, but the heart can see and feel, most particularly, the entirety of your whole life and your lives before and your lives in the future. Your heart is a portal to the divine. And so it knows way more. It can see the next chapter after this procedures. It can see the chapters before it. It can see the chapters after the next chapters. The mind can't see that. The mind can only see the chapter you're in, and often only the page that you're on. You're saying some of the team of doctors wasn't sure about chemo, but since I'm only 42, they still suggested. Yeah. Okay, Gary or Carrie, good to see you, dear. Always a pleasure to see you. Inga, does that help at all? I know I'm holding back from like I'm not attached to being right or wrong about any of the guidance that's come through, but I'm specifically holding back from trying to answer the question for you because you need to answer that. But I am trying to let you know to trust your heart. Namaste, Carrie. Inga says, I learned that I'm a person that has to feel the emotions in my body and heart to make big decisions. Yes. If you've never looked into your human design, you might be an emotional authority, which I'm as well. I make all my decisions based on my emotional waves and my feelings. I'm also happen to be a Pisces, so I'm steeped in emotions. But yes, yeah, that takes total sense for you. Wonderful. Very good. All right. Inga is my last reading for today. I don't know how many we did. Let's check the wheel. You're an emotional manifester, Cancer inside. Yeah, we talked about this the other day. Absolutely. So you're following your design, my friend. You're following your authority, and that is beautiful. It's awesome. I love that. How many did we do? One, two, three, four, five, six. Well, that's more than I used to do. That's awesome. Maria, I have to end the stream, my dear, but if you come back earlier, because I'm only good for about an hour and a half and then I start fading. So I'm sorry that I can't get you today, but please follow me and take a look out or keep a watch out for the next time I do a readings live. I always do it with this spin the wheels so that everybody has a chance at getting a reading. Oh, sorry, Stephanie. Yeah, and I also do privates, guys. So if you ever want, one-on-one, if you want me all to yourself for an hour, check out my link tree. I have a link to my calendar there, and you can book a session. And it's really a lovely experience. We get to go really, really deep, and and it's fun. I really enjoy it. So yeah, feel free to do that if you like, or just come back and try your luck on the wheel of good guidance next time I do a readings live. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna pull a quick card to wrap us up. Star seeds. Yep. Okay. I'm not gonna read from the book. We're just gonna pull the card and see how to wrap up. Oh, you're welcome, Peta. Oh, you found out your dad's in a different state. Wow. You're welcome, Diani. Thanks for being here. Oops, feet flat on the floor. Thomas, thanks for joining my socials this week. I saw all of your joins. That was fun to see you there. Oh, Joanne, you're welcome, my dear. Always good to see you as well. Tomorrow, I've got another live at 4 p.m. We're doing soul journeys, which is a type of shadow work that I do. We journey deep into our heart and we meet a lost fragment of our soul that we have stored there for safekeeping. So I encourage and invite you to join us tomorrow night. I will have another live next Wednesday. I think Wednesdays, I won't be able to do a live next Saturday because I will literally be on the train from Chicago to Utah. It takes I leave Friday night at 11:30 from Rochester, New York, and then stop for 4 hours in Chicago. I'm going to have lunch there at the station. And then I hop a train at 2 p.m. and go to Utah, and I don't arrive in Utah till Sunday night. So I can't do a Saturday live. So next week, I'm only going to do a Wednesday live and a Friday live. So that'll be fun because I'll get to be with you guys Friday night or Friday for the live right before I leave, as long as I don't think I have too much going on that day. So that'll be fun. All right, let's pick a card and wrap this up so we can all attend to the rest of our days. There we go. Cutting the deck, picking a card. If you liked the song today, it's from Chris Collins, 2 hours of music for release of stress and other things. He's a wonderful musician on Insight Timer. Thomas says, I hope I didn't annoy you with the geolocation stuff. No, 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 that's fine. I have empathy for your preparation for journey and transition. Thank you. Very exciting. Peace and love. Yes. Yupa, you're welcome. Oh, thank you for saying I'm amazing and delightful. Yes, I will enjoy my trip. All right, my friends, let's see what we got. Wow. Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Let's see if you can see this. Can you see this? Oops. Oops. Good night, Steph. Have a good sleep. Star Keeper. Cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. All right, what I'm getting from this, my friends, is that we are all star keepers, that we are actually born, that we have cosmic ancestry. So we don't just have genealogical bloodline ancestry, but we have cosmic ancestry, right? And that the best way that we can bring the light into our lives and into the planet is by staying grounded. So I offer that to you today. And look at, what is this image? Look how peaceful. This looks like a sphinx. Doesn't it look like a sphinx, sort of? But there's this beautiful bubble or energy surrounding it and a light beaming down right into its third eye. The light beaming down from the cosmic heavens right into its third eye. And look how peaceful and calm they look. Absolutely love that. All right, my friends. Many blessings to you. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate every single one of you. Love you so much. I will see you soon in either one of my lives or somebody else's. And I look forward to spending more time together with you. All right. I'll see you guys later. I got to go have supper. Namaste, Kimmy. I hope you had a lovely experience with your doings over there. Thank you, Tatiana. Always good to see you, my dear. All right. Much love. Bye-bye.